Dead Upon a Time is about a town called Birch Hill where people keep mysteriously disappearing. A while after, a girl named Kate was on her way to her grandma's when she realizes that she wasn't there. While searching for her grandmother, Kate discovers tapestries in her room. But these weren't just any tapestries, they each displayed a horrid image. Later on, Kate teams up with a fugitive Jack who is banned from Birch Hill to find Kate's nan before something happens to her. On their way, they both get captured by the people from Birch Hill because they were wanted. They brought Kate and Jack to the king's castle, and there they made a deal that if he let them both go, they would find the king's daughter as well as Kate's grandmother, because his daughter went missing a while back. He agreed but made one of his guards go with them. All three of them were then on their way. A while into the trip, Kate and Jack left the king's soldier because they didn't trust him. The Jack and Kate went in their way to finding them. Many things slowed them down before they made their way to saving them. Kate and Jack finally make it to a castle deep in the woods where they were. Who took the people was a big surprise. What were your feelings when your grandmother was not at her house?
I was terrified when I noticed she wasn't there. I didn't know what to think. I knew she would never leave when she knew I was coming over, especially when she knew that I was bringing over treats. I knew something had to be wrong, especially after I found the tapestries that someone had made in my nan's room. I quickly put 2 and 2 together and realized someone took her.
Why did you and Jack leave Constable Sterling in the forest?
We left him in the forest because Jack didn't trust him. He thought it was weird that the king just let us go with him. So we left him in the middle of the night while Constable Sterling was sleeping. I didn't really want to leave him because I kind of trusted him. But because I trusted Jack because he was helping me find my grandmother even though we barely knew each other, I left with him.
Interesting. Why do you think the princess stepmother was acting weird when you were asking her questions?
I actually don't know. At first I thought that maybe she is the one taking everybody, but it didn't make sense to take my grandmother and all those other people. But obviously it wasn't her, and I apologize for accusing her.
Who was the one that took everybody?
At first I had no idea who it could have been. She sounded exactly like my nan. But she wasn't my grandma. She then introduced herself to me. She said she was my grandma's sister and my aunt. I was confused at first because I didn't know I had an aunt, but then it all made sense after she explained it.
What were your thoughts on the tapestries and what did they display?
When I first saw the tapestries I was scared half to death. I didn't know what to think honestly, but I knew that my grandmother would never make something so gruesome. She is a very kind, sweet, loving person. There were a few tapestries. Each displayed something different and terrifying. One was of a girl and boy in a room that looked like they were burning to death. Another one showed a girl in a room with needles everywhere.
Why do you think your grandma's sister and your aunt do something so terrible?
I don't know. She said she wanted to meet me because she never had. I didn't even know she existed until the other day. I understand why my nan didn't want me to meet her, because she's crazy. She threatened to hurt people that I loved. All she wanted to do was meet me because my grandmother kept her away from me, but she didn't have to steal those people to get my attention.
You are very correct. Well, it was nice meeting you. Goodbye. Dead Upon That Time is a great book. It is creepy at times, and suspenseful. I would recommend this book to everybody who likes scary books. Also, this book is really interesting because it has a lot of parts from different fairy tale books but with a twist. It has to do with Red Riding Hood and Jack and the Beanstalk, which is very interesting.